Okay, welcome back to Phantom Brigade. There has been an update since we last recorded. So two big changes. One, I have a new totally fixed save that has been tested, no longer bomb prompts. I'm really excited by that. And two, as you can see on screen, welcome back, Commander. A lot has happened since you last contacted us. The enemy forces have launched a massive counterattack in an attempt to take back our territory. Only the provinces that were fully liberated managed to hold them back. That doesn't affect us because we were not in the stages of trying to liberate a province. That's fine. We're currently back at Felheim Resupply, which is the starting province. Let's move out and take everything back from them. World generation has changed, so the game had to regenerate the world in your save. All the units, pallets, parts, and liberated provinces were reserved. Sorry for the inconvenience. And they give us 200 supplies as a little bonus. Now, where's the camera? Whoa, the weird camera position. Okay, so we are currently back here in Felheim, which is the starting province. There is a new tutorial with this version of the game that I haven't played yet. I might do a side video, just go through the tutorial to see what it's like. Because the old tutorial was pretty good, and obviously the new tutorial apparently uses this province to get you through it, which is why I think maybe there's a new base here. There's a village next to the mountain resupply point. I'm not sure. Oh, we have two resupply points, two mountain bases now. They have the same artwork and the same description, so that's probably because of my save being regenerated. Anyway, last time we were working on this province here, which is Balakin. It looks like so we have lost something because all of our progress in Balakin has been wiped, but I'm not really that worried. Oh no, we now have a hope meter, which is good. This is a newly added. This is a stat that's been tracked in the game before, but has now been added to the game, which I'm pretty happy about. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the resupply point. Excuse me. Now, another thing that's changed is that there are now points of interest on the map. So you can see that a lot of these places have circles with lines pointing down into them. There's actually a bonus for hanging out near them. For example, hanging out near a farm means that repairs consume less repair gel and repairs progress faster. Going to a farm, that's another farm. What's this? A energy storage plant. It gives us battery charge replenishment. What's this over here? Farm. So civilian locations will give us bonuses over time, which is pretty nice. While we're moving here, I want to build a couple of heat sinks just to get them building up. Oh, I've just pinged up and down through the entire list a couple times. Let's just change the sensitivity on my mouse. Can I not scroll down anymore? Oh dear, this could be a problem. Oh, I can scroll down this way. Okay. Right, what we want to grab is a couple of heat sinks. I want to build them. I don't think I've got enough uncommon components. No, I'll build a couple. I can only build one uncommon heat sink, but let's build that. I'm going to build a couple of common heat sinks just to see what we get. And I also want to build a couple of capacitors. Because I think they might be quite useful. I think there's something else we could build as well. Hydraulics heat sink. I think gyro might be nice. I just want to see basically what we end up with. Oops, let's hit load game. Let's go back to the world map. And we're going to go back to trying to retake Balakin, because like I said in the comments, let's not leave a job half done. So let's just boost our speed. I also haven't upgraded our base in a little while. Some other things that have been updated in this version of the game is we now have more pilot customization options. So we have a look at Carl here. There should be some new things in here. That's different versions of faces. There's maybe some more headgear, so I can choose the color of his hat. I think there are a few different options now that have been added in. We'll give him some facial hair. We'll give him a nice beard. There's no big Riker beard, sadly. But yeah, there's a few more customization options, which is nice. And another thing that's in this update is a lot of prettiness to the maps. So the combat maps have had passes on them to add a lot of more features in them to make them look a bit better. So we'll take a look at that as well. All of our stuff has been built. I'm just going to wait until we're at the resupply point. And we're going to rest and resupply to get full repair gel. And let's just have a quick look at the things we just made. So we've got plasma launcher. Can I see subsystems? Here we go. So we've got level 12 gyro, a gyro, minus 1.5 mass. This capacitor adds 10 heat capacity. This gives 6 more heat dissipation, and this is 3 heat dissipation. So not that amazing. This heatsink, though, I think if we go and have a look at Gerblin with the assault rifle, I wonder if we could just slot that in somewhere. Maybe get rid of this. What have we got? Defense system. It currently has plating. I don't want to get rid of that plating. Lower body. We don't want to get rid of the hydraulics. I think these hydraulics are pretty good. They've got minus 1 heat dissipation, minus 3 mass. I'm going to come back to them if there's nothing else to get rid of. This is an improved regenerator, which gives 0.02 barrier regeneration. That doesn't seem that useful. The huddled plating seems quite nice. Let's get rid of the, if I can, because some of these are socketed and you can't get rid of them. There you go, regenerator improved. Let's add the... I can only add a regenerator here. Okay. Because what I want to slot in is that heatsink if I can. So in this slot here, I can't... I can fit a regenerator. In this slot here, I can put in a gyro or hydraulics or a new reactor. Left arm can only take regenerators. So I can't actually fit a heatsink onto this mech, which is unfortunate. Who else was running a bit hot last time? Excuse me, I'm just going to sneak. Sorry about that. Let's have a look. Alphonse isn't too bad on heat. The Blackbird does run a little bit heat with the shotgun. I wonder if we can fit that into them. So we've got capacitor here. They've got an improved capacitor, which gives 15 heat capacity. We could swap that out for the heat sink. We don't have to worry too much about their power, but the heat dissipation might be a little bit better than the capacity, because we're only going to fire once and back away. Who else can potentially take this? Because the only other one I'm thinking of is Bucket of Bolts. Just with the amount of heat that they're producing, they can maybe get a bit more of a rapid fire going. So we can't fit that on that, or on their lower body by the looks of it. We get hydraulics in there. They've got an excellent reactor. We could go for a little bit less. I don't really care too much about that. Nothing on their arms either. So the only mech that can take the heatsink is the Blackbird. I'm going to wait and see what its combat performance is before I actually make that change. All we're going to do right now is waiting for rest and a resupply, and you've hopefully already noticed that we're not getting any pings for the bomb event, which is fantastic. I'm so glad that's over. As soon as we're resupplied, we're going to head out and we're going to start retaking Balakin, because as long as things haven't changed too much, we're in a pretty good position to take the zone without worrying about our enemies. Okay, we've now got full repair juice. Let's go. We do have 2 decoys we can launch here. We have smoke, we have comms jammers, and we have scan jammers, so we can make a pretty good offensive push into the system. If we take a lot of damage, we'll fall back to this farm and use it to repair ourselves. And we'll also try and liberate some things in the province to help with that as well. If we can find something that reduces the use of repair gel, that's a really good starting point. Let's have a look. We're now pushing into the region. I'm going to launch 1 dome just over here, just so we can try and reveal some of the sector. I want to see what we can pick up. Birthday wishes. During some downtime, one of your pilots approaches you looking sheepish. Hey boss, he says. Look, I don't mean to bother you, but, well, it's my birthday today, and some of us were wondering if we could do a little something to celebrate. We've been working so hard lately, it'd be nice to relax. Behind him, you can see a couple of your pilots looking on eagerly, waiting for your response. I think we're just going to sing happy birthday. I don't think we need to spend 6 hours celebrating. And I'm not going to be a horrible person to say do nothing. It's easy enough to sing happy birthday for someone. No sign of any enemy targets so far. Okay, what have we got here? There is an enemy base here. There's a town, and there's a supply cache. We might want to hit that supply cache. Why has our scan radius gone down so much? That's okay. Now it's picked up again. So this is a village. That's repaired gel. There's an enemy contact next to this location here, but we haven't unrevealed it yet. So let's just wait for that. Oh, we've wandered a bit too close. Let's just slow time down a little bit. So this is 315, that's 245. This looks like an enemy patrol. Let's have a look at this cache here and see... Oh. So it looks like everyone's scan radius just went up at nighttime there. That might be a change. The cache is empty right now. But there is an enemy patrol heading for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to duck away from this patrol until we've lured them a little bit out of enemy territory, and then we're going to dash in and hit them before they can call for reinforcements. I just want to make sure they're out of the response radius of the village. Alright, now we're going to run in on them. They might be a little bit too close. They are now running from us because they can detect us. Okay. It looks like they're not bringing any... It's 1 unit level 10, so we're just going to jump in. Suit up. That took a second to load, a little bit concerning. So just to remind everybody, okay, 4 enemies, no reinforcements, special ops team, this shouldn't be too hard. We've got Alphone. Oh, one change I did want to make was I wanted to give the... we've got the cutter. I wanted to give the bucket of bolts a shield. That was a big note that we had. So left arm, we want the S4 tower shield, which has a lot of barrier on it, just for something to do between shots, because they are going to be out in the open quite a lot. We don't... Shotgun, launcher, yeah, everything else is looking good. We don't have... Do we have a secondary weapon on the Gerblin? The Gerblin doesn't have a secondary weapon. Just to stop the game complaining about it, I'm going to give them... Yeah, I want to use this shield I equipped. We're going to use this sword. We're not going to use the dagger, but it's just to stop the game complaining about not having a secondary weapon, because that really kind of annoys me. And let's deploy. Alphonse does need some new armor at some point, but at the moment I think we're okay. Let's see what we're dealing with. So you should see a lot more just little things on the maps to make them look a little bit more individual and a little bit more lived in. That's an interesting looking tank cannon. Army Unit 2, Patrol Special Ops. Looks like we've got quite a few cool looking enemy mechs. Quite an open battlefield. It looks like we're engaging them from the top of a hill, which is quite nice to start off at. Dropship intercept, dropping in. Command is getting impatient. Let's get this over and done with. Alright, so they've added a bit of a cinematic mission opening screen here. This tank looks totally different. Railgun cannon. Railgun cannon. Okay, this is the type of tank that stands up, but it has a railgun cannon on it. I've not seen a railgun cannon before. What else are we dealing with? We've got an enemy here with a sniper rifle and a handgun, sniper rifle and a handgun, and a marksman rifle and a combat launcher. So getting up close quickly is probably the right way to take this. Those two sniper rifles are a threat. This railgun cannon is also probably a threat. So what we'll do is we'll anchor our fire with the bucket of bolts on this hill or this hill. They'll lay down long-range marksman rifle fire. We'll get Gerblin to come in around behind this building here and engage them along the lateral line that they're creating here. We're going to get Alphonse probably to push to the middle with the shield to get in range with the heat laser that they've got. And we'll get where is he? Where's Gerblin? Where's the Gerblin? Oh, it's a Blackbird, sorry. We'll get the Blackbird to come right and up through this direction here to do some damage there. This is the Gerblin here. No, it's been renamed to Alphonse. I didn't realize I'd done that. But we'll get them to come right and up, and that will give them a little bit of an attack on that side. Let's go with the enemy attacks. We've got a missile attack on our marksman rifle. We've got a 2 direct sniper rifle, 3. All of them are going to be engaging the Gerblin, so we want it moving fast, and what we want to do is we want to get it into cover. So if I boost to here, and then run to here, they are going to, unfortunately, no matter what we do, take fire from that railgun. But they will be in cover for almost all of those attacks. We actually probably need to boost twice to block the that railgun from hitting them, because if we do this, the sniper rifle is going to hit the building, the second sniper rifle is going to hit the building, and then they can lie in cover here, unfortunately take that railgun hit, and they can jump out and shoot this guy with a shotgun once he comes around the corner. So we're just going to, what we'll do is we'll give them a wait command until about here, and then we will step out to about here, and we'll open up with a shotgun. And that should do a pretty significant amount of damage at that range. And that keeps them, that means the rest of my mechs are not taking any attacks apart from the bucket of bolts, which is set up to defend itself. So it's going to jump to here. I'm just going to see if we have a shot. 66% chance to hit that tank. I would like to take that tank out if we can. Let's just check that's not blocked. It's not a blocked shot, so it should hit. Now, when is he being attacked? After that, the missiles are going to come in, so we'll get the shield up. And I think we'll just leave him in position, and we'll see where that missile is next turn and try and dodge it. Now, the Gerblin, I'll do a dash to here and a dash to here. At this point, he'll be quite hot, but we'll come around the corner here, and if we can, we'll also open up on this tank and try and take it out. And I'm not going to fire twice on the tank, so we'll wait a second and we'll open fire on this mech as well. And that'll be the Gerblin's turn. Then Alphonse. I mentioned that my plan for Alphonse was to send them straight down the middle, so actually what we're going to do, we're going to boost forward twice. That's the limit pretty much for all of my vehicles for boosting. We're going to bring them up on top of this hill, which gives them fantastic field of fire. And then from here, we're going to get them to start using the laser on this mech here, which should deal with that next turn. Now, everybody should have orders. Yeah, okay, let's engage. Okay, tank's down. This machine gun is nuts. Okay, so let's look at the situation. We can dodge these missiles. The tank is destroyed. He's taken almost half his health from one burst from the assault rifle. He's just getting flamed, and he's lost his, is that his right or his left arm? He's lost his left arm from a shotgun blast from the Gerblin. Let's just watch a couple of these things in replay. So the Gerblin dances over here, runs into cover, blocks that sniper shot, The railgun shot seems to miss, and then he steps out and just blasts him. That was pretty nice. And I also want to check out the shots here from... this is the Gerblin. No wonder I'm so confused. I want to check out how the Gerblin went as well. So the Gerblin's running across... Oh, this is actually not at full speed. Hang on. I think this is full speed here. Yeah. Grublin's moving in, dodges in, comes around the corner, blasts that, and then turns and blasts him. It's pretty nice. The rate of fire on that machine gun is really, really good. Okay, so let's just check who's attacking. So they're both, two of them are firing on the bucket of bolts here. The third one doesn't appear to be shooting. Is he dead? Or is he just too hot? No, he is apparently attacking. He's attacking here. That's him there. Okay, he's just coming forward. I think I was getting confused between those two mechs. Okay, in that case, let's get you to step up onto this hill. If you're cool enough, you're probably a bit too hot right now. Too hot for that shot. If I push it back to here, that's a blocked shot. We'll wait just a little second longer. That's a shot there. Then when you're on top of the hill, you can fire on him when you're cool enough, which is there. And then he's probably too close to fire again. But if he's still alive, you can fire on him. And you're in a pretty good position to fire all those shots off. Now he's going to fire on you, but I'm kind of expecting him to be dead by that point. In fact, he's not going to fire on you. So that's Grubb this turn, just 3 bursts from that assault rifle. In terms of the bucket of bolts, I want you to dash through these missiles. Or we could maybe... That might be too dangerous dashing through them. But if we dash to about here, that should dodge them pretty nicely. And then you can step out. Oh, too close. That should get you to dodge back. If I get you to dodge to here, that should make them miss. And then from here, we're going to have to change where this attack is. You should have shots on all these enemies just once you've cooled down a little bit. End of the turn, you're going to exchange fire. The other option is we could put the shield up and let our allies deal with that, which I think is actually the better shout. Let's try and avoid damage if we don't need to take it. So you're done, you're done. Alphonse is right here, giving this mech here the beam attack. What we'll do is we'll get them to hold position while they're doing that. And then come and step in behind them, somewhere around here. I'll just make sure there's not a collision when they do that. No collision, and then as they're coming down, as soon as they're kind of behind the enemy, we'll get them to beam weapon this mech again, and that should take it out. And just in case that other one is still active, he's just a little bit out of range. So we'll just step forward slightly. In fact, if I just get you to step to here, you can then turn and beam this mech as it comes in, and that's probably a really good use of your time. If the Blackbird doesn't kill it, because I want the Blackbird to open up with a shotgun straight away. And this will be a good test of the heating. So maybe that heat capacity will be a little bit better than the heat loss. I'm not sure which is a better stat to really pursue. We can get a shotgun off here without overheating at this point. We need to make sure that he is in range when we do that, but he will be. If we just step to here, we got a really nice shot on his left side. We'll hold here for a second while we're firing. Then we'll pursue them up the hill to around here. And what we'll do is, they're not going to be able to do that this turn, but next turn you can blast both of them if they're still alive. Alright, that's everyone's orders in. Let's execute. So we dodged most of those missiles and the sniper shot. Oh, we got a double hit with the beam laser there. Okay. These two are massively overheated right now. He is still alive and able to attack. He is dead. Oh no, he's not dead. He's probably going to eject. He's limping away this turn, but he still has his gun left. And this one here is still in good condition. Okay. Well, what we'll probably do here is we'll get the Blackbird to do a little bit of mopping up. So the enemies are a little bit further ahead than we thought they would be at this point. If I get you to dash to... I'm just going to collide with that building, unfortunately. If I get you to dash to here and then step out... I still need to get shot to here. There's a couple of really nice shotgun opportunities. So right here is a shot. And then right here is a great shot because there's a chance the shots will come through and hit this mech here. We'll take the slight bit of overheating from that. Then what we'll do is we'll move along this axis here. And we'll probably just actually bring you between them. And next turn you can shoot them in the back if you need to. Then we've got the Gerblin here. I want to get the Gerblin to reposition just to... the problem is the minimum range on the assault rifle is a little bit frustrating. But I could maybe bring you to here, boost you to up here, and then from there you should have shots on both of them. So shoot this one once you're cool enough, and then once you've cooled down a little bit, shoot this one. And that should do a lot of damage to those two. In the meantime, we have Alphonse here. Now this mech's still in one piece, so we're just going to get Alphonse to finish them off. We'll just order a beam attack straight away. And we'll get them to move. They're actually not going to move very far, so we'll just order a second move attack, and they're definitely going to die. And then the only mech we've got left to do something with is the bucket of bolts. This isn't a particularly great long-ranged fight. We'll definitely get a shield up while he's getting fired at, which is here. Now, I am aware that some of this fire is going to hit the Gerblin, but I think that's fine. I think we can afford to take that hit. Once that fire is completed, why don't we get you to shoot on him just in case he's still alive? Okay, let's go. That was a great shot. So it's just this one's still alive now. He's still in one piece. This shot here was really nice. When he comes around this corner, he just disintegrates. From behind, it was the Goblin shot that killed him. And also, one other thing I wanted to draw your attention to was, hang on, back to the start, is Alphonse just assassinating this mech. Just absolutely drilling it. Maybe he did have an eject command. I just saw him eject, but I don't remember reading it in the turn. Anyway, let's go back to planning. We just have these two mechs to take out. This one here is gone. It's just this one left. I think from this position here, we can just aim with a shotgun. A little bit of an overheat. We'll just wait a second, and what we'll do is we'll get you to step this way, just so you can keep him inside your field of fire, and we'll get you to come down in pursuit, and you should be able to fire on the move without too much problem. So we'll run here, you're here, fire, and then we'll just keep him in. As soon as you're cool enough, fire again, and then just in case he's still alive, we'll fire for a third time, and we don't need to give Alphonse any orders. Sorry, bucket of bullets. We'll just get them to put the shield up just in case he is still alive at that point there. And that's fine. That's a knockout. He's dead. We're going to absolutely overkill him here with the assault rifle, but that's alright. And that's mission complete. That was pretty easy. I don't think we took too much damage there. I'm trying to avoid as much damage as possible. That's the big thing. There's some rare equipment here. Most of it's sidearms, but we'll grab them. Just having a sip of tea. Let's grab this sniper rifle while we're over. Looks like we're right on the edge. There's an undamaged marksman rifle here we can grab, and that's really it. Okay, let's confirm. Salvage that location. So we got a few components, and we've managed to take... That was just taking out that team. We've taken a tiny bit of damage on Bucket of Bolts, and that's it. So we've got a choice between an empty cache, a village, or a factory. Our current level is 272. I'd like to hit the factory while we still have a lot of components. Let's just go back into cruise mode, because that will let us repair. And as soon as we're repaired, we're going to try and take this factory. And I'll make a decision on whether or not we're going to use smoke or anything to reduce the amount of enemies that we're going to be facing. So let's move in now. I'm going to boost it, overdrive in. Probably should have stealthed it actually, but they haven't called it a report yet. So let's jump in and see what we're dealing with. We've got threat level 315, 4 enemy special ops mechs, so they're going to be pretty tough. I think we can do this with our team. So let's get ready to deploy. Everybody's looking good, and let's jump into combat. We just need to take this a little bit carefully until we've dropped a couple of them, and then we'll move in for the close range combat. This is a rail yard. I don't think I've seen this before. Got a few, enemy mechs are all in the middle, and it's quite open. There's a lot of cover there as well. Quite good heavy cover. This is a good terrain feature to use. We can of course destroy all this terrain. The beam lasers are particularly good at that. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with in terms of enemies. So our team's over here, right next to the extraction point, which is good. There's some key civilian locations we can't afford to damage here. Let me see if I can spot them. We're here to protect them. Yeah, but where are they? I'm going to wait for this to prompt to finish. I don't see the buildings. Usually they've got a like a mask around them to show that they are not to be damaged, but I don't see that mask, which is a little bit concerning. But let's have a look at the enemy mechs. We've got plasma repeater shield, machine gun shield, shotgun shield, and assault rifle handgun. Okay, so probably the plasma repeater and shotgunner are our two bigger threats, with the machine gun we needing to just make sure we break line of sight on. Looks like they're all going for Gerblin, which is a good starting point, because that means I can get Bucket of Bolts maybe up on top of this building. If I just move them to about here, and then jump them, they can jump them right on top of the building. That gives them a fantastic point. Now, the plasma repeater mech does want to fire on them, but they are firing on a blocked shot, blocked shot, blocked shot, blocked shot, blocked shot, blocked shot, blocked shot. That's all blocked, and the same with this other mech here with the assault rifle is also blocked by his teammate, which is pretty fantastic for us, honestly. But if I wait until he is here, I believe I have an unblocked shot on him at 99% chance to hit. Is that correct? Is that unblocked? Yes. And I can't unfortunately quite fit a shield order in here, but they are all blocking each other, so I think that's fine. So that's our first step. I'm going to bring the Blackbird right in tight here, and then it will step out at this point to blast him twice with the shotgun while he's firing, so his shield isn't up. We're going to take a little bit of overheat. Oh, do I not have... Hang on, if I just push this back slightly... Yeah, we can fire the shotgun twice. A little bit of gap. We will get some overheat here, but I still think that's worth the damage. Now they're coming for Gerblin. Who is shooting at Gerblin? You're shooting at Gerblin as you come around. You've got a shotgun and a shield. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the Gerblin in tight up here. That will block those shots as they come in. And then, probably a bit too close to use your assault rifle actually. So let's think about how this is going to play out. If we come this way, we're probably not going to block those shots. No, but if we dash, I think those shots will miss. What is this? It's a machine gun. Now, it's just not worth being in the open when you're being fired on with a weapon like that. So what I'm actually going to do is bring the Gerblin in here behind this building. That's going to block the machine gun fire and the assault rifle, the shotgun fire. Although it is going to take a little bit of shotgun fire. What if we bring them back? I haven't given Alphonse an order yet, but if we dash back this way, okay, bring them around this corner, wait for the machine gun to stop firing, which is here. So let's give them a wait command for all that time. Or actually, let's not do that. Let's dash them to here. They're in good cover at this point. We'll give them an attack, assault rifle command. When this guy comes around the corner, I don't think that shotgun's going to hit them at that range, and they can blast away at him. Probably give them a double squeeze on the trigger, which will do a lot of damage to them. And then what we'll do is we'll have Alphonse. We need to get Alphonse out of the way here, so I'm just going to dash Alphonse to here. That should mean there's no collision. There is going to be a collision. What if I get Alphonse to dash this way? That should cause no collision. Still going to be a collision. Dash Alphonse this way. Okay, there's no collision if I do that. Then run Alphonse to here. At this point, I'll get them to fire their laser gun at this mech and keep moving forward to laser him next turn. So everybody should have an order here. We're just trying to set up in as much cover as possible. Let's see how the engagement plays out. A lot going on here. Okay, so I want to replay the shotgun situation here first. That's a nice leap over the teammate. He's in cover, steps out, shotgun, and the second shotgun one just, look at that, it just makes that mech erupt. Okay, I want to see what happens over here with the machine, with the assault rifle as well. So he's coming around, blasting with his shotgun, hitting the building, steps out, and just gets caked with those shots. So let's have a look at the enemy's status at the end of this turn. He is, well, let's go to planning because that gives me a better idea. So he's ejecting. He's been mission killed. This guy here is still at full health, and this guy here is taking a little bit of damage. Our mechs, we've taken a little bit of regenerator damage on Blackbird. We've taken a little bit of regenerator damage on Bucket of Bolts. A little bit of regenerator damage on everyone else, but nobody's taking any serious physical damage. So what I want to do is you're getting fired at here, Alphonse. But if I bring you to here, I get you to shield from right now against him. That means you should be protected with your shield while you're coming forward. And then at this point here, you can whip out your laser cannon and just melt that mech. This guy is not going to make it through this turn because you're going to double melt him. This is why I think this laser, the beam laser that Alphonse is carrying, is probably the best scaling weapon in the game so far, because heat capacity doesn't seem to change that much, and once you overheat an enemy mech, it goes down so quickly. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get the Blackbird here is already in a great position. Just step up to here, and then we just wait for you to cool down a little bit, because we have pushed you a little bit too hard on heat. Probably around here, give him a shotgun blast, still a bit too hot. There, shoot him with a shotgun. I don't think you're going to get cool enough for another shotgun attack. Maybe there. Now, we'll just hold out one, and then we're going to get you to also fire on him, although you're going to be too hot to do that. So it might actually be worth giving a heat sink to you if we can. You're cool enough to fire here, so we'll get you to do that. And then last but not least, I'm just going to bring the Gerblin out, get it to here, and then when he crosses the path here, one shot at him, and just before that, we're not actually close enough. What if I get you to move to here? Because you've got the time for it. As soon as you're in range here, hit him with the assault rifle, and then once he's clear, hit him with the assault rifle, and let's go. He just lost his gun. He's actually still in one piece. He's at 106% heat though. There's not much he can do. I think he's probably going to eject because he's lost his main weapon. What we'll do is we'll just get Gerblin and the assault rifle. The shotgun is a little bit too much of a dangerous weapon for taking out enemies if we want to try and keep some of their components. So it's going to bring you here, get your assault rifle out. As soon as you're clear, shoot at him there. As soon as you're clear again, shoot at him there. And then that's probably enough, but we'll also get a marksman rifle shot on him as well. Once he gets to here, hit him with the marksman rifle, and that should be all we need. Yeah, he's down. Cool. And that is the factory captured. Minimal damage to our team, which is exactly what we want to see. Turns out that approaching combat in a much more tactical manner and taking advantage of cover really is a game changer. We'll grab this, we'll grab this, we'll grab this. Actually, I want to grab that salvaged. I'll grab all of these salvaged because I can then break them down. Grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this. Anything that's not destroyed we want to grab, because it's cheaper. Up to 135 out of 60. And we'll just grab these until we're at full. That's us at full. Actually, we're over with that. So we'll just grab those. Confirm. You're based up to your civilian facility. There are tens of workers gathered outside looking distressed. You and your pilots approach one of them. There's a base with soldiers not far from here, one woman tells you. Those soldiers have taken almost all of our supplies. We've lost so many days of work. You look at the broken windows of the factories, the time tracks in the dirt. They've clearly been taken by force. Will you help us, please? We have to shut down the whole factory without our equipment. Okay, well, we will have to. Let's recover their supplies from them. We'll get some hope. So what is our location for this? Oh, it's the enemy base, which I kind of want to hit anyway. So we took a tiny bit of damage on 2 of our mechs, but we're still sitting on a lot. While we're near the factory, workshop speed is increased. Now, I don't have any workshop missions I want to complete right now, but that's still good to know. So let's just put us on cruise mode so we repair. And we will start the timer. And what we're going to do is we're going to repair, and we're going to take this village, and the plan is to take this base. And once we've taken those, we'll look at contesting the region. So now we are fully repaired. We'll go into stealth mode, and we'll sneak up on the village. Honestly, the village should be a pretty easy combat. There's an enemy. This is an enemy patrol. It's a resupply patrol. An equipment convoy. Lifeline 2 equipment convoy. 262. We're definitely going to hit them. Let's jump out of stealth mode and chase them down. They may get a distress call off. Okay, they didn't actually get a distress call off by the looks of it. Level 262 Spec Ops team. 4 enemies, 2 capture points. This is a map we're very familiar with. It's very close quarters. Let's deploy the team. Looking really good right now. I'm liking the use of the 2 shields we've got. Using the bucket of bolts as a stationary core, or our heavy weapon specialist, is working out quite nicely. We should hopefully get some charges for hitting this convoy, and workshop charges are something that I really need to get more of. Interesting deployment area. We are right next to an enemy with a minigun. Let's take him down out quickly. And see what else we got to deal with. So the 2 capture points are down in the valley. This reminds me so much of a map in Front Mission on the PS2. On the PlayStation 1, actually. Basically circled around. Okay, what are we dealing with? We've got an enemy with a minigun, an enemy with a shotgun and a shield, an enemy with a machine gun and a compact launcher, and an enemy with an incendiary splitter and a shield. So this is a guy that's going to make us overheat. That does make him quite a serious target. But first things first, we have to kill this heavy. We don't have any cover at all here, really. So who's shooting at who? So we've got a missile being launched at Alphonse. We've got the heavy shooting at Bucket of Bolts. No, at Gerblin, that's the problem. And then we've got the shotgun being fired at the Gerblin. Sorry, this is the Blackbird. So what we probably want to do is bring the Gerblin back so we're not in that shotgun range. And then the other enemy mech isn't firing at anyone this turn. Okay, Alphonse is probably in... If I dash Alphonse forward to about here, they will be in beam weapon range. Are they in beam weapon range for this entire attack? Let me check that. No, they're not. So let's just bring them forward slightly. Excuse me, I'm just going to cough for a second. Very dry throat today, which isn't great. And we'll get them to fire here. Let me just check again that they're in combat range for that entire attack. I think that's cutting that a little bit too fine. And as we know from our own use of a beam weapon, the heat that produces is extreme. So being hit with the heat laser while that is happening is going to be pretty bad for that mech. Just to make sure, I'm actually going to double tap it. That should kill that mech without me needing to send any other forces against it. And I'm going to assume that that is going to do that. We're going to get our good friend Bucket of Bolts here just to open up with this marksman rifle instantly at this mech here. 100% chance to hit. No one else is shooting them this turn, so they can, if we want them to, remain stationary. But what I might actually get them to do is once they've finished firing, actually, rather than moving them, This mech here is going to be at range at this point here. And we'll just push that back a little bit. So they're basically going to fire on these two this turn. I'm going to get Gerblin to... I'm interested in how far away the enemy is firing the shotgun. It's a little bit concerning. But while I think about that, I'm going to dash here. I'm going to dash him down here. And then run him around this way. Can I break line of sight? Basically, I want the Blackbird to capture these just in case. But I also need to watch out for the minigun. We'll just get him to move along this way, and what I'll do is, if we're cool enough, we will launch a couple of missiles. We'll push that back a little bit, just so that they're doing something this turn. I probably can't afford the heat for that second missile, but that's fine. So that just leaves what we're going to do with the Gerblin. I want the Gerblin to fire its assault rifle. In fact, open up, you can just fire at him straight away. Then, once you've finished firing, why don't I get you to step forward to about here. Give me... When can we fire? I've got an idea. We're going to fire as soon as he's in range. We then have the travel time of those shotgun shells. And what we're going to do is going to dash at the last second and hopefully get out of the way of that shotgun fire before it hits us. Now, our heat's going to peak at that point, but then we should be able to fire it again at him with only a slight overheat. That's the plan. We're going to try and dodge the shotgun blast. It's probably not going to work, but I'm interested to see if it does. And let's see how this engagement plays out. That sort of worked with the shotgun. Okay, things I've seen here. Blackbird's taken a significant amount of damage, but is not dead yet. He is at quite high heat, but is not out of the battle. Has taken quite a lot of damage from that, but is not out of it. He is ejecting. I'm not sure what happened to him to make him eject, but he is getting out of here. Let's actually just watch this from the enemy's perspective, just so I can see what happened. Yeah, the dodge did work quite nicely. I'm not sure what it is that took him down, but he has decided to get out of here, which is fine with me. He doesn't need much to be taken out. This mech here took a little bit of damage to the marksman rifle. This one hasn't taken anything. Alphonse took a missile to the back, but it doesn't seem to have done much to them. So let's just get Alphonse to just keep doing what they're doing. We'll go in with another beam laser attack on him. I think that will be enough to take him out, to be honest. We'll give a wait command while that's happening, and then I'm actually going to get them to back up a little bit. And while they're backing up, we'll get that shield up, because we're going to be taking a little bit of fire from these enemies. So we're just going to get them to back up with the shield up, acting as a tank and a distraction for the enemy. While that's happening, I don't know if you have a shot, because it'll be too close. So I'm going to get you to pull back as well, to about here. At that point, you should be cool enough. Actually, you're not going to be cool enough to get another shot off, but you are in range. So we definitely need to do something about the heat on this marksman rifle. It is quite extreme. This frees up the Gerblin. Nobody's shooting at the Gerblin this turn. Actually, he's shooting at the Gerblin, but I don't think he's going to be alive to make that shot. Bring the Gerblin up to here. We'll give him a double shot from the assault rifle. That should kill him pretty quickly. I'm actually going to make these shots on the move, because what I want to do is bring them around. What I don't want to do is collide with this mech, so we'll just do a little bit of movement to here. And when he is behind, I'll give another order to shoot there. And then all we're going to do with the bucket of bolts, the Blackbird, sorry, is run it to this point here. And while it's moving, as soon as it's cool enough, I'm just going to launch missiles at this mech in the back, which hasn't taken a lot of damage yet, because it's our next big target. And let's engage. He just lost his gun, which is fine. He just lost his gun, which is great. He's completely knocked out, and there's just this mech here left. So he's going to eject, and he's probably going to eject as well. He's just crashing, but trust me, he's going to eject next turn. I'm just going to watch this replay on these guys really up close. It's a real shame about the audio in this combat. Yeah, okay. So there's just this guy left as our main target. He's going to take a lot of damage this turn. So first things first, who's he shooting at? He's shooting at Gerblin. So we just need to make sure the Gerblin is out of range. Is he going to eject this turn? He's going to eject. Cool. So we'll just get you up. Fire on him. Too hot. Cool enough to fire here. Let's move you to about here. And then we'll actually just pull you right back so that you're as far out of his range as possible when he goes to make that attack. There's no point putting you at any risk at all. You're very hot, but you'll be able to fire here. You won't be able to fire for the whole of his attack, but in that point here, we'll get you to come up, stop here. What's going to happen is he's going to come into beam weapon range here. Sorry about muting my mic again. I'm having a really bad problem with the coughing right now, which isn't good. And you're holding here to capture this point. So as soon as you're cool enough, just launch more rockets at this guy. Fulfilling the role of a light mech. And let's go. So he is... Okay, we've got that crate. That's fine. I love how we got a mission complete sting there. It's a little bit distracting having this pop up in the middle of a combat. I liked it before when we just got the text. Because that's actually killed my UI. Oh, it was a victory. I didn't see that. I had to actually push reveal UI to get the victory menu to appear. So this guy must have been killed. He's been concussed. Okay, that's cool. Great. That's another victory for us. All right, let's see what we got. We got some battery. We got a level 11 saber. We got a level 11 rare saber, which is 350 damage and 70 heat damage. That might be an interesting thing to think about. No charges, sadly, which is a shame. We'll grab this, and we'll grab this and this, because we can take them apart, and then we'll take all the non-destroy parts we can. This is at max, confirm. The rain outside isn't letting for hours. Lucky the build-up base's wheels are able to deal with a thick mud on the country roads. Not everyone is so well equipped though, and you come across a tractor that's gotten itself stuck. The woman driving a splattered mud looks exhausted. Please, she says when the base stops, will you lend a hand? So we can spend 4 hours to help her. We can spend an hour looking for people to help, or we can suit up and give her a hand. So we can it'll take 9 hours to move it with the mechs. Let's use civilian help. That'll take an hour, and then we're going to move in. There's a logging site here, or there's the village. We want to take one of these. We are stuck in place while this is happening, but we're going to take this village next. The locals have rallied around the stuck woman and your crew, thanks to having heard about the good things you're doing in the region. Being well versed in tricky country roads, able to push the tractor free of anyone quickly. Both she and the pilots are more than ready to be on their way. She thanks you profusely for helping. We can reward everyone to gain 2 hope. I'm going to do that. And we're going to start heading for this village. Oh, we haven't actually finished repairing it, so let's just do that. And now we've finished repairing. We'll use stealth to get as close as we can. And the plan is I'm going to liberate all of the points of interest in this province before we can test it, and that should make life a lot easier for us. And let's go into normal cruise mode. And there shouldn't be anyone here to help the village out. Can I hit the village, please? I can't attack the village. There we go. That was a weird bug. What are we dealing with? We've got 4 enemy mechs. That's easy enough. The squad, we all know the squad can deal with that. We'll just jump straight in. Okay, so we've got some buildings we need to protect. This is what I was talking about the buildings having a mask if they need to be protected. So we just have to make sure we're not launching any missiles at them or firing the beam weapon through them, but we don't have anything that's that destructive. Most of our weapons are ballistic, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Only 4 enemy mechs to deal with. They should be a pretty easy combat. We've got assault rifle shield, assault rifle, marksman rifle SMG, marksman rifle compact launcher, and marksman rifle SMG. It's a shame we don't have the big beam laser anymore because they are all in a total firing line, and this would be just a great way to take them out. Who's being fired at here? Looks like we've got firing on mostly Alphonse and Gerblin, and there's also a shot on the Blackbird, but nobody's firing on the bucket of bolts. Let's get the bucket of bolts up into a firing position. They're coming straight for us, which is a little bit of an awkward situation for our firing line. Maybe if we bring Alphonse over to here. Why can't I get them over here? Oh, that's the edge of the map. Okay. So I bring Alphonse to here. I think they're being shot at this point. Yeah, so we'll get the shield up, facing this direction. Is that right? Not so much. Let's focus it on a mech back here to make sure they're not being hit. And we'll get them to sidestep to the right while they're doing that. Get them to here, and once they're in this position, we'll get them to open up with the beam laser on this guy, and that should do some damage to him. Gerblin will get to follow Alphonse along. He's going to take some damage here, which I need to think could get him up on the hill here. That might be a nice position to put them in. I could get them to boost up. We'll deal with the Gerblin being in the way in a second. In fact, let's just think about this. If I get them to boost to here, and then boost to here, they are being fired at when they get up here, which doesn't give them a huge amount of cover, but then I'll bring them up over this way, and they should have an unrestricted shot on this mech here. Is that correct, or is that a blocked shot? It is unrestricted, so let's get them to fire twice on this guy at the back. And I'll actually get them to keep moving while they're doing that. No, we'll get them to hold while they're doing that. I want to make sure those shots hit. The Blackbird is also in position, so I'm going to get them to jump up here, and then I'm going to get them, because they're a light mech, they can run really fast, and bring them up and around, and they're also going to shoot at this mech when they get to... They're actually going to be able to shoot this turn, but that's fine, they're in position for next turn. That means that the Bucket of Bolts can just walk over to here, and it has some pretty nice shoots, some pretty nice shots on the enemy. I can either shoot that mech that's running forward, or shoot that one that's going to be in the middle. So when he gets to here, I've got a good shot on him. The one problem is it means no one is shooting at this assault rifle mech, which means I might want to rethink my turn slightly. What we could do is actually change up your whole turn, and get you in position to intercept him as he comes into range. And we'll do something similar to what we did last turn. So we'll hit you like this, put a wait command in while we're firing, and then step behind this hill. He's not going to fire again, is he? Okay, let's just give him a double blast as soon as we can, and hopefully outshoot him. We'll put a wait command in for those shots, and then we're going to bring the Blackbird up here so that next turn, I think he's going to fire again over here. Yeah, he's going to fire again over here, and that's going to block the shot with the building. Let's go. He's dead. And he's pretty hot. So the opener there was the most interesting one. Let's just watch that again. So we've got Gerblin coming up, getting into position, firing once, second shot, just completely destroying that mech, getting up into cover here. We've got some fire on him, some fire on him. He's pretty much unhurt right now. So let's have a look. We've got a little bit of damage on the Ranger, hardly any damage on the Aggressor, but he is getting hot, and no damage at all on this Ranger. So let's have a look at who's attacking. He's attacking Gerblin, he's attacking the Bucket of Bolts, and the one at the back isn't attacking anyone because he's too hot. So first things first, Alphonse has clearly done a good job here. We'll just get Alphonse to move laterally with him. Hopefully that'll mean that the laser continues to hit, and once we get here, we'll laser him again, and that should be it. But you know what? Let's just make sure it's not going to overheat him. We're just going to trap this mech, keep it overheated, and stop it from taking part in this combat. Gerblin, you're in a great position here because you can hop down to here, and the enemy can't hit you because the shots are blocked, but you can hit the enemy, and we'll get you to fire on him. We'll just get you to blast. Is that the right mech? Yes, it is. And we'll get you to blast again. And we know how much damage this assault rifle does. And you know what? We'll just get you to fire a third time if you're not going to overheat. Just push that until it's not. That frees up the Bucket of Bolts to slam up their shield to protect them from this mech, and to move into position so they can engage the mech in the back. So probably about here, just fire at him. You only got a 33% chance to hit, which is a little bit sad. But at the same time, the Blackbird is right above them. I think they're a little bit too close right now to hit. Yeah, so we'll just change their movement slightly. We'll get them to step here. That's perfect range. And we'll just get them to hit them with a shotgun. And that should be the end of the combat, honestly. We'll get 3 shots off here. That third shot is going to be overkill. We don't need that. And this should be a pretty brutal combat. Let's engage. He's dead. He's not dead yet. But he's lost his right arm. He is also still alive, but as suspected, he's been just kept out of the fight by the heat. So he's still in the fight right now because his right arm hasn't been damaged, but the other 2 mechs are gone. So you're already cool enough to fire again on him, and that's a 100% chance to hit. He's also not moving this turn, so we'll just get you to hit him again as soon as you're cool enough. That should be that. Alphonse needs to get their shield up to face this direction as soon as possible. Once that's done, we'll get you to beam laser him again, and in the meantime, we'll get you to fire on this target with your marksman rifle as soon as you're cool enough, and we'll get Gerblin to do the same thing once he's in range. We'll shoot him with the assault rifle. He's not going to get in range, so we'll just bring Gerblin forward, and what we'll do is we'll get Gerblin to assassinate. So Gerblin will shoot him, and then Gerblin will shoot him, and that should be enough to finish this combat. That's him out of the fight. He's lost his right arm. He's still in the fight, amazingly, and he still has a gun. So we're going to have to wait another turn to take him out. He's going to move over towards the Blackbird. So let's bring the Blackbird to here. Actually, the Blackbird's probably fine where it is. As soon as he's in range, because he's really fast now that he's lost his main gun, We'll just hit him twice with the shotgun. I will also hit him with the assault rifle, and honestly, I think that's all the ordering we need to do. I'll just fire again when the assault rifle's cool, and that's it. That's him dead. Good work, team. Oops, a little bit of friendly fire there. The shotgun is good. I wasn't sure about it, but in the last couple of missions, it's really proven itself to me. Okay, there's a rare tower shield. We'll grab that. We will grab all of these green parts for breaking down at a later date. Ranger mech down here. Nothing that exciting. Anything undamaged? No, because the way I like to fight means all my salvage gets destroyed. Let's confirm that. And we've taken the very friendly fire. One of the luxuries of Liberation is the return of festivities. As your team rest your settlement, they help free. You notice a lot of activity starting up. In the town square, there are stalls selling fluffy potato pancakes slathered in lingonberry jam and steaming bowls of curry filled with dumplings. Others sell caramelized nuts and other sweet treats, and others have made handmade tread. Oh, it's Festival of Fire again, a civilian declares when a pilot asks. We couldn't have it during the application, so now it's finally free. We're finally free to put it on. You can stay if you like, our partner says to you. They light a bonfire soon, and there's some great fire dancers. Honestly, our pilots don't really need recovery. Let's just donate, and then we can move on. Aftermath. Your pilots are in high spirits after a successful battle, and it cuts to the post-fight fatigue. Warm from their suits, they hang around outside the base, talking to civilians and enjoying some fresh air and festivities. Relieved that their homes are safe, the civilians are very happy with you, +1 hope. Okay, I think that is a good point to stop. We've done a lot of work in Balakin. Next time we'll take the factory, the logging site, and the base, and we will start the liberation of Balakin with the help of the Home Guard. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. I certainly am. Keep your eyes peeled for more Project Wingman later this weekend. And of course, Terra Invicta. Terra Nova is a very old game. My Terra Invicta playthrough on the live tab in my YouTube channel. I'm live streaming it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's going particularly well, and that is going to kick off soon. But for now, have a great day, morning, noon, or night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now.